For a very long stretch of time, it was hard to be an X-Men fan, dog. Fox had a good thing going with their movies for a while, kinda. But other than that, there was really nothing for the X-Men. All the fire TV shows ended, all the fire games stopped being made, and to top it all off, they really tried us by pushing the Inhumans in our faces as a replacement. Like, dog, I'm so sorry, but the only one of these dudes I care about even a little is Black Bolt. And Kamala, of course. Kamala is actually the GOAT, but she's not even an Inhuman anymore, so like, I also don't actively keep up with everything happening in the comics these days, so I can't really speak on the state of the X-Men in the comics during this time, but on every other form of media, it kinda wasn't looking good. Like, there were still a few gems like Deadpool's movies, and that one game he had, First Class, something else probably, but for the most part, Marvel not having the full rights to the X-Men for such a long time really hold them. But then everything changed in 2019, but like, not really. The big purchase in 2019 was the catalyst, and now X-Men fans finally get exquisite eats. The children of the atom are back. I was a wee lad in the early 2000s and the early 2010s, which means I got to experience the last few years of the X-Men really being Marvel's big hitters, and let me tell you, it was a beautiful sight to bear witness to, dog. I cannot for the life of me tell you how well this game aged, but X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse was my when I was a kid. My brothers and I played the ever-loving out of that game, and that was really our introduction to the larger cast of X-Men, but none of that matters right now. That was then, and this is now. And now, the X-Men are eating good again! At the time of this video being recorded, X-Men 97 is like more than halfway done, and oh my goodness, dog, this show has not only resurrected the X-Men, but Marvel in general! The ending of Loki Season 2 was genuinely the most beautiful conclusion to an MCU character, but the rest of that season was kinda whatever. Okay. But X-Men 97 has been consistently heat! And what's crazy about this show is that these aren't even my X-Men. I've deadass seen like one episode of the OG animated series ever. The X-Men series I grew up with was Evolution, which was absolutely legendary, but I had like zero connection to the 97 gang because of that, and they still managed to make me care about them one episode in. It took only a single episode for me to f with these niggas. I low-key did have to watch a breakdown of what the f happened before the start of the show, because they really do just kind of throw you in the deep end and hope you figure it out, but you can still get the general idea without needing to know what happened before too. This series has actually made me realize how golden Cyclops is. Frame 1 of the series, he's flying with his optic beams, dog. What the hell? Hey, and look, low key, to me, my X-Men is harder than Avengers Assemble, dog. Let's be honest. Storm has always been goated, but her role in this series is very different compared to how I've seen her in other iterations. Oh yeah, also, maybe let's do a slight spoiler warning for the first 7 episodes too. But her losing her powers and being separated from the team for most of this season is extremely interesting, and watching her get her flow back with the OG suit was so satisfying. She truly is the Avatar. Every element is hers to control. I think it's really cool that Wolverine is like not front and center at all here the way he is on the big screen. Him and Morph have a fire relationship too. Morph is also absolutely crazy, bruh. They're really just Mystique but better in every way. This series also has made me care about Rogue so much more. Dog, she's actually risen to like top 3 X-Men for me, low key. And Gambit, dog. Gambit is a character I did not give a f about until seeing him here. Which might be crazy to say, I know, but look, it is what it is. I'm not finna sit here and tell you I was the biggest Gambit fan. I did not give a flying fuck. He was too clean this whole season, dog. And oh my, we have to discuss episode 5. That was actually some of the greatest I've seen in a minute. Gambit's sacrifice will forever be an S-tier moment in the X-Men mythos. He said, my name is Gambit. Remember it, and boomed an entire kaiju-sized sentinel. Magneto was also so fire in this episode, and really the whole show. I love when he's not an overwhelmingly evil character. He's a nuanced freedom fighter who's low-key, right? That reminds me though, everybody on this team is messy as Logan Gambit got a little situationship slash no label type beat going on, but she's also fucking on Magneto because he's not only an old flame she had, but he's also like the only person she can actually have a physical connection with for real. This was more understandable because at least no one's like overtly being cheated on, right? But Scott and Jean are wildin', dog. Scott had a baby by Jean's clone. Granted, he didn't know she was a clone and neither did she, but after they found out, there was still a sneaky link in behind the real Jean's back. And then Jean wanna go and kiss Logan while she got a whole wedding ring on. And somehow Logan was the only mature one in this situation? The X-Men have always and will always be some messy motherfuckers. And oh my goodness, after finding out Emma Frost survived the Genosha incident, I'm already knowing it's wraps for Scott and Jean's marriage in season 2, bruh. GG's, guys. And my absolute favorite X-Men character of all time, Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler, has joined the party. But at what cost? At what cost? He's the absolute GOAT though. I'm happy to see him here. But X-Men 97 has been an absolute delight. How can you not f with the X-Men? Especially if you look like me. We literally are mutants, dog. I mean, really this applies to like any persecuted group of people too. This show has got me in such an X-Men mood though. I've been playing the f out of the Capcom X-Men fighting games, dog. X-Men vs Street Fighter and Children of the Atom are some heat. And I need to get my hands on MVC 2, please. I don't know if it's licensing or what, but we need to see more of these in the future, dog. Knees to the ground, I'm begging. At the very least, you can re-release them, right? Actually, f all that, bro. We got emulators, bro. I really f with fighting games, and I'm really f***ing with the X-Men right now, too. It's the perfect combo. You feel me? Pun intended. Shut up. I am a little worried about season 2 of 97 though, not gonna lie. The creator Bo DeMaio got fired like right before the season came out, so who knows who's gonna be in charge. I guess the show was too real for the motherfuckers running the company, huh? Crazy, right? But fingers crossed, whatever's next will still be just as good. This show is not subtle at all about its ideologies regarding mutants living in a society that hates them, and I love that shit. The X-Men cannot be subtle about that at all. That's their entire point. Like, just look at episode 2. Does that entire situation look a little familiar to you? The regular humans here are all at varying levels of tolerance for their mutant peers, and sometimes their discomfort is subtle and hard to verbally call out, right? But then others are just straight up demons. And oh my goodness, bro, Magneto's speech to them was f***ing legendary. He was really standing on in fact, he stood on start to finish, dog. I wish we could have seen him leading the team for longer. Shout out Cyclops and but he don't have the same sauce as this nigga. And in episode 5, he dropped another gem when he was talking about Cooper. I probably can't play the clip because the big mouse be on dick, so I'ma just dub over it.
Most other nations don't allow a terrorist to be their leader.
Yet so many allow their leaders to be terrorists.
That's a bar! Come on! The writers of this show was really standing on The Fox movie's greatest contribution to the X-Men as a whole has gotta be Magneto's helmet being able to block Charles' telepathy, which 97 has retconned into the series. It literally just makes sense. I do really like that after the tragedy of episode 5, the entire team is truly just sick of humanity's bullshit. And they were already reaching a boiling point before that, but now it's just pure smoke. Rogue especially was on timing. She looked Cap dead in his face and threw the f out his shield just to piss the nigga off. I also love the crossovers to the larger Marvel universe by showing us Cap and Ross. Yo, imagine if we get to see T'Challa and Storm's relationship flourish at some point down the line. She got a little buddy romance with Forge right now, but please at some point let me see T'Challa in this series. There's a few X-Men goats we gotta see in season 2 also. Iceman the God and Psylocke the Goat gotta show up. Shout out Bobby Drake, man. This dude got 2 first names, bro. I'm sure they're gonna have updated suits and shit too if they don't already get them at the end of this season. Imagine Logan in the brown and gold, bruh. This is low-key his greatest look. Talk to me. But X-Men 97 is not the only thing saving the X-Men right now either. Deadpool 3 is about to shake up. Come on. This movie is going to be an absolute love letter to the X-Men while also, hopefully, saving the MCU. Logan's back in his OG threads, suited to kill. This fit is legendary, dog. Come on. Deadpool's suit is also brighter this time, which looks fire. Both of them standing next to each other like this is really some shit you never thought would have happened. Look at these two big step-ups. I really can't see this movie being bad either. Like, all of his movies so far have been extremely consistent. And having Cassandra Nova as the main villain finna go dummy. The twin sister of Charles Xavier. I know their relationship is more complicated than that in the comics, but dog, them get so convoluted, bro. Spare me the headache, please. Some of the panels I seen of her are actual nightmare fuel though. She creepy as. Plus, these trailers really haven't shown anything about the movie yet. Thank including the TVA is also fire. Loki was definitely one of the top tier shows they dropped, although I haven't really seen any of the newer ones like Echo and the new What If. And honestly, keep it. I don't really think superhero fatigue is real, but there definitely is I do and don't care about now. In the larger Marvel universe, there's hella X-Men characters that collab with the Avengers all the time, and I feel like Deadpool really is the first step to that happening on the big screen. Him and Spidey have a fire relationship. I mean, really, Spidey got a fire relationship with everyone though. Like, imagine the day we see Peter and Johnny Storm link up on a big screen, dog. I'm hearing X-Men comics have been absolutely fire recently too. I could be wrong, but the hashtag X-Spoilers is trending on the Bird app literally every time a new issue drops, so I'm assuming it has to be on fire. Nightcrawler being Spider-Man right now is kind of fire too. Like, a part of me is like, damn, there's so much Spider-Man everywhere all the time, but I mean, Spidey's just a GOAT. I don't know what to tell you. And now you're saying the greatest X-Men has now become the greatest superhero?
Oh, say like.
Kamala's also actually a mutant now, which is pretty lit. I read somewhere that her original creators initially wanted her to be a mutant anyway. Now, how true is this statement actually? I could not for the life of me tell you, TBH. Her new suit is some heat too. Her original suit was a 10 out of 10, and so is this one, dog. You're allowed to see it. I think it's cool she gets to keep her original symbol and have the X too. But yeah, the sun has finally come up for the X-Men, and you love to see it. I really hope this hype actually lasts beyond this show and Deadpool 3 though. Please. Imagine coming back to this video like 3 years later and everything went to complete immediately after the initial wave of hype died down. Hey, fingers super crossed that won't happen though. Anyway, shout out the X-Men and shout out you. God, my ass is so fucking congested, bro. Look. I got sick out of nowhere, bro. I'm trying to pick up the pieces out of nowhere, nigga. It's final season, bro.
I can't feel my face right now. I'm burning up. I got this feeling that I won't come down. Like, got this feeling that I won't come down. Like, got this feeling that I won't come down. Like, I can't feel my face right now.